Alright, so today, fresh crack of the Glendronach 2013 vintage, 10-year-old Canadian exclusive. Um, why is my thing back there? Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. It's a Brown Forman product. So, if you know that a quite famous Tennessee whiskey, Jack Daniels, yeah, same company. This is one of their Scotch distilleries. At least this one's still running, as far as I know. Unlike Glenglossa. Um, this is 43% alcohol, 86 proof. Is this one non-chill filtered? This one might be chill filtered. So this one does have chill. Cat your butt, cat butt. This one does not say non-chill filtered on the label. So technically it's chill filtered, but again, I don't know if the process has changed at Glendronach since they used to put non-chill filtered on their label. Um, I can't remember what the deal is with that. They used to say non-chill filtered, and now they can't put that on the label anymore. I don't know really what happened with that, but anyway, this one I guess is perhaps maybe chill filtered in some way. Um, But it is of natural color, so this is a natural color. And this is 10 years in a mix of Pedro Menez and Oloroso Sherry. So this line, this Canadian exclusive 10-year-old vintage line, originally was entirely Pedro Menez matured. It was 100% PX cask, but for some reason, the 2013 has some Oloroso in it. So I don't know if it's very much or if it's just a little, or because you would think like the 12-year-old is a mix of Oloroso and PX. So what's exclusive now about a 10-year-old that is also Oloroso and PX, other than it's younger and it's around the same price? So it's kind of strange. My guess is that this is mostly Pedro Menez, whereas maybe with the 12-year-old, it's like mostly Oloroso. But I can't say we're 100% sure. All I know is that the 2011 and 2012 vintages of this same bottle were PX only. But this one does say Oloroso on it. That being said, great coloration, natural color, looks really dark. So I'm expecting like PX notes out of this, like big PX. I kind of hope it's not, more or less Oloroso notes, but we'll see. See what we got here. Um, yeah, I think that's all I got. All I got for that. And of course, we got cat everywhere. But yeah, this one in particular is a Canada exclusive, which is kind of odd. There's not too many Canadian market exclusives. We don't get that many. So I guess we're special in some kind of way. Um, Popped real nice. Oh, that smells like PX. All right. Is this light gonna do anything? A little bit. I wish that light was brighter, man. Um, yeah, the volatiles right out of the bottle were really jammy, but I do get some jamminess sometimes out of Oloroso exclusive whiskeys, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's PX, but the initial volatile aromas out of the bottle um, did seem PX forward. Try something with heavy PX so bad. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I bought this is because on the website, like we already discussed, on the website, it said it was PX exclusive. It was PX only. But it was actually just a copy pasta of the same bottle from the previous vintages. They do actually have some 2011s in stock. Of this same bottle, the 2011 vintage, they do still have some in stock that is PX only. So we could, in theory, maybe procure a 2011 and do a comparison, or even just taste it, knowing it's a 10-year-old pure PX release. The unfortunate part is that these are Canadian exclusive bottles, so I don't know how many people can take much advantage from information about them unless they're in Canada. And I don't know how many 2011 vintage of these really exist, so I don't know how useful the information is. Of course, if you're in the United States, you probably can't get these. Like that, it's kind of like, maybe not that useful, but we might see if we can do that. Again, we were looking at that 17-year-old independent bottled Port Moran that was on sale, so I kind of want that. So I might make an order and get a few things, but we'll see. I usually try to wait until there's like a mega deal, because the mega deal like pays for the shipping. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Those Alberta liquor stores have a way of being like, well, I don't know what you wanted to buy, but you're buying this. It's too cheap. It's an illegal price. You're buying this. I was like, okay. Super nutty right off the gate. Super duper nutty. Yeah, I don't know how much of this is. I don't know how much of this is PX. I don't know what the distribution is, but initially it's so nutty, and to me, nutty is an Oloroso note. I'm sure you could get some nuttiness off of a PX cask too, but it's so. Oh well, I can't tell. I can't tell if it's maybe it's just the initial impression of it, but it is super nutty and chocolatey. And you do get some of those kind of jammy, compote, kind of plum kind of notes in there. Actually can surprisingly still reach some malty notes too. But it's dark on the nose. It's really dark, deep notes. Like roasted nut, chocolate, like raspberry or plum preserve. It's not super duper on the raisin, so one of the things that when you get some of those Oloroso matured whiskeys, like dried fruit and raisins or figs, dates, these are like driving notes in those whiskeys. And I'm not really getting like raisin date character so much out of this. So much as I'm getting like dark chocolate notes and like more like jammy notes. Like I'm not hitting this and thinking raisin and dates. I'm hitting it thinking like how would you put it? Yeah, like like dark dark fruits in jam, with chocolate kind of thing. But there's still like a nuttiness about it, and it's still there's still a bit of a malty character too. Again, this one is only 10 years old, so it's a little younger than the 12-year-old. This is kind of nice, though. I really do like this nose, actually. Mostly because it's like a little different. It's not like, hey, sherry bomb. It is a sherry bomb, but it's not like the typical sherry bomb where you get like nuts and dried fruit. It's kind of more, again, like juicier fruits, a sweeter, jammier kind of notes with like chocolate in there. Like the fact that there's some chocolate on the nose to me is like indicative of something that's a little bit different. You can get chocolate off of Oloroso cask, I'm sure too, but it's not nearly as common for me. So this particular blend, whatever it is, has accentuated some of those like darker sweetnesses. A little bit of spice coming out. It's pretty nice, actually. It's pretty nice. Um, some good, strong aroma for 43% alcohol. And again, it's not particularly old either. So, man, this would have been so rich at cask strength, unbelievably. Like, I'm actually surprised. This nose does not speak 43% alcohol to me. It speaks like 48% alcohol. And I'm not saying that from like the ethanol character. The ethanol is like fine. It's just the strength and intensity of the aromas. Like maybe a little bit of like red grapes in there. Like they don't feel dry. They feel like, you know, normal, like juicy, but not like so juicy, but like it's like actual grape and not a raisin, you know? Pretty nice, actually. I really like this nose, actually. Again, natural color here for 43% alcohol. Imagine this at cask strength. It would be black. Wowzers. I can't help but fantasize when I get a dram like this and I'm like, oh, this is so good. What's the proof? 43%? I can't help but fantasize what this is like at cask strength. Many thin legs here, I'm sure you can see. Pretty seems pretty thick despite the proof here. Some of these are really slow running, so I mean, can't complain about this particular thickness, at least on the glass. All right, so yeah, the Glendronach 10-year-old 2013 vintage, Canadian exclusive on the palate. Cheers. Um, ooh, palate is not the best, but finish kind of nice. There's definitely leather, tobacco, um, darker notes in the finish. Like the notes on the finish. But as soon as this hit my tongue, I knew it was 43% alcohol. Those strong and vibrant aromas, I was like, I'm gonna get this on the palate, and it's too tame. It's too soft on the palate. It's it's not bad, but it's very tame on the palate. Very kind of like light dark chocolate notes, which I know that doesn't make much sense, but it's like it's a dark chocolate note, but it's like a light intensity. Um, there's a little bit of that kind of like grapey, kind of raisiny character. Not quite the same as on the aroma, but it's in the palate. But it's very tame, not bursting with flavor. It's a very tame palate. But as soon as you swallow, it's kind of like you get this poof of like a tobacco, leather, darker, not sweet kind of notes. And that's kind of interesting. There's some interesting flavors on the back end that I do really like. But the palate itself is not strong enough for me personally. And again, that's where like maybe if this was proofed up a little bit, we would be more satisfied with the palate. Yeah, I'm with you with that. Like I would rather if I would have got some of that jamminess, right? And it's just not there. And I think it's like again, that Carchus is 52.4% alcohol, and this is 43% alcohol, and that Carchus the PX was used as a finishing barrel to complement other barrels, and this one is like a mix of PX and an Oloroso in some combination. So some of it's going to be Oloroso. It's not going to be like everything in the blend was hit by the PX barrel. Some of it is not. So I do want to say though that like even if this was entirely PX, at this proof, I might not feel like it would get the same strong, jammy, kind of sweet characters that you get out of something that's higher proof. Some good like sweetness is hitting now. There's a little bit of like of a orange thing. Like slight like a orange liqueur. Like what's a good one? Like triple sec or something like that, or like Grand Marnier. There's a wonderful amount of things coming out of the nose, and I'm like, I want those on my mouth, but they do not come. They do not come out of it. I want those on the tongue, and it's just too tame. Yeah, on the palate, too soft. Some of that raisiny characters there. Maybe some of that orange is in there. Like basic numbers here, like how I normally rate things. Nose is like 19 or 20. Palate is like, I don't know, like a 14. And finish is like a 16 or 17. That's what it feels like. I haven't thought too hard about those numbers, but basic ratio. The palate's the most disappointing. It's like you get it on the palate and you're like, where is it? Where's all that? Where's all that strong, sweet, jammy, fruity, chocolatey leather tobacco? Where is it? And it's like a little bit of like raisiny stuff, and here's a little bit of orange, and then you swallow it. It's like, oh, here's some interesting things. But the palate is just too tame. There's too much water. I'm here for the crack. Oh, great! I got some crack for you. Just unfortunate. And again, I don't know. I don't know if. Again, there's a 2011 vintage that's available that's exclusively Pedro Menez and there's no Oloroso in it. I don't know if that would have mattered on the palate. Maybe it would have changed some of the characteristics of the aroma and finish, but man, I don't know. The palate's lacking for me, straight up. Like when you crack open the like Aberlour Abuna, and it's like the nose is pretty one dimensional, but as soon as you swallow, well, as soon as you put some in your mouth, it's like an explosion of sherry flavor. I want that here. That's what I want, but it's not that. What do they say on the bottle about this? On the nose, sweet orange and bramble fruit. Anyone have a flavor reference for bramble fruit? Anyone know what that is? I don't. Anyway, bramble fruit with chocolate and nutmeg spiced sultana. Except for whatever the fuck a bramble fruit is. Then I agree with kind of what these nose notes are. Really felt like it was going to be a banger. I was so, oh man, off after the nose, I was like, this is going to be so good. And it's just, a palate, a burst of red berry fruit compote and mandarin orange, softened by creamy vanilla rich milk chocolate. I wish it was that. Bramble fruit refers to the fruit like raspberries and blackberries that grow on prickly shrubs belong to the genus Rubus. Oh, so he means like berries. I don't know why we had to say bramble fruit. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I agree. If that's what a bramble fruit is, I agree. But I was expecting some kind of weird thing. Finished lingering currant and morello cherry with barley sugar and traces of ginger. I'm like so far away from that. I'm like on like tobacco and leather. Cherry is a clear miss for me. I can't find that anywhere. But yeah, this says the palate is burst of red berry fruit compote and mandarin orange, creamy vanilla rich milk chocolate. Oh man. I don't know. Nope. I get the orange. I don't get the chocolate on the palate. And I don't know where you would get vanilla out of this bottle anyway. It's Oloroso and PX matured. Where's the vanilla going to come from? There's no ex bourbon barrel. Barley sugar, traces of ginger. I could be convinced reading them, but I don't think I would pick up on either of those things. And Morello cherry is a clear miss for me. To me, it finishes like slightly raisin, slightly tobacco, some leather notes. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's not bad, but it's not what I wanted it to be. Like, it feels like you see this color and you're like, I know what that's going to taste like, and it's just too, it's not. It's just too, it's too soft. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe I've hit that stage in my career where if something is at 43%, it's just not going to slap, and my nose is going to betray me. But I feel like I've had so many bottles that are like, you know, this kind of alcohol, like, you know, 43, 46 range that are not so shy on the palate, and this one just is too tame. I keep going again. I'm like, is it me? Am I wrong? No, it's not there. But the finish is nice. I like the finish. Aroma's great. Um, Palate is just not there for me. That's that's the skinny of it, I think. It's just not strong enough.